It's Kris and Caroline Stanbury's Not So Epic podcast.
Brought to you by NMC Healthcare and Cosmosurge. Head to cosmosurge.com.
We're back.
Yay!
Can you hear the sarcasm?
It's because he's really grumpy. I was 20 minutes late. 20 minutes. I'm not even going. He lives here. I drove myself, Kris.
That's why now, as soon as I opened the front door and saw that you're on your own, everything made sense. So
yeah.
I understand that. You didn't have...
And no one said he had to be anywhere later.
Well, I've got to go somewhere in a couple of... Anyway, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever time it is that you're watching this or listening to us. Welcome to Kris and Caroline Stanbury's Not So Epic podcast.
We should actually talk about grumpy old men because that's what he's turned into.
Well, we went out over the weekend. You went out.
I went out. You did not.
Yeah, well, I worked. I don't want. My going out days. I choose them. I pick and choose them.
You don't go out. You start at 6 or 4.
Yeah.
As in the afternoon. I mean, he starts in the morning too. But but you go out for dinner. He took his girlfriend out for a dinner date at 6 p.m. I mean, who goes out at 6 p.m.?
See, a lot of people live that life that I live. I understand that you live the later life.
No, they really don't, Kris.
No,
I don't know any. I mean,
you
maybe
don't,
ones with early
but there
children.
are a lot of people that like going out 6, 7 o'clock at night for dinner, having dinner, coming home by 9 o'clock, 9:30 is the norm. I know it's not. So the F1 was on a few weeks back, and we all went out, and you were out, and you were doing some work at the same time. You had your friends with you.
Not some work. I was working for 3 different brands, and my life is to go out, socialize. I had flown in friends from Los Angeles.
Amazing.
Who
were they?
Larsa Pippen, so Scottie Pippen's wife.
Oh, man, I met Larsa, and all I kept thinking to myself, and I never told her this. She was there when Scotty and Jordan, Game 6, won all the finals.
Oh my God, I've been hearing all her stories. They're pretty epic.
What? Tell me.
I mean, not to repeat, as in I can't remember them, but she showed me her, and also her son is now incredible.
No, he's a baller. He's gonna follow in his dad's footballs.
And her daughter was on Dancing with the Stars. I mean, that is one talented family, and I mean they're amazing. So they flew in, to be fair, for 3 days. Kris, they don't want to go to bed at 6 p.m. I'm not suggesting 6 p.m.
I don't want them to go to bed
them.
at 6 p.m.
And then I had Harush, who is
huge makeup artist,
huge.
right?
She's Kylie's makeup artist. She's J-Lo's makeup artist. She is
she got a song out.
She's got a song out. She's a huge YouTuber now. The woman, she's got a makeup line with Makeup Forever. She's so talented and so multi-talented. It's incredible. And without asking, that woman charges nearly $10,000 to do somebody's makeup.
What?
I know. For something that washes off. It's incredible.
$10,000 they will pay to get the makeup done.
But from her, yes. And she came in and did my makeup. And let me tell you, I did feel like a different person. I want to go and learn. I'm now going to go and watch all her tutorials on YouTube. And
Did you get your makeup done a lot, nearly every single day, and you're not dismissing who does your makeup now,
no,
but
it's very different. It's the way she also, I have to be honest, I said to her, and I honestly said this to her, when I'm looking at her Instagram, I thought she'd put her face through 7 filters. And it's not 7 filters. It's actually, when she does her makeup, it looks like that. It's incredible. It's the way she uses powder. She uses water with powder, and it sort of stays on and matte finishes your face so it looks smooth as a magazine cover. It's the weirdest thing. It's unbelievable the way she can sculpt your face, and her art, the way she did my eyes, everything. I looked about 25 years younger. I mean, I
you
love
think?
her. Yeah. You didn't like it?
No, I'm joking. You look great. You look good. But $10,000. I guess J-Lo and Kylie Jenner, that's chump change. And
well, yeah. I mean, I guess when you're working, that makes you money. The way you look
I know.
makes you money. You're talking about women who are in the in that industry. The better you look, the more you make. But she taught me so much. She taught me how to use YouTube, set up a YouTube channel, what that does for you. She's really, really. They were fantastic, and they're the sweetest, most down to earth girls. And we really had a laugh. And so obviously they came in for 3 days, and what Kris doesn't understand is that we hit it. They're not here. Actually, to be honest, we slept the last night. We didn't go out. We were meant to go out. We got all ready, and then we all passed out in our rooms, and nobody left the room. So for the last 2 nights. So there you go. We went out big 2 nights, and we stayed in 2 nights.
I was fine with it. I'm got no say. I don't have say, but what ended up happening on, and I don't know where you were or what you were doing. So I had left a boat, because at the F1 in Abu Dhabi, there's a lot of boats, right? And everyone sort of parties on a boat. And we were hanging out on a cool boat with OJ Lifestyle, which is a brand that you're representing and I do some work with. And he's a great guy and a great brand. And I ended up leaving. And as I was leaving, I was going to go back to my hotel room because I had to work the next day. And you were like, what are you doing? What's happening?
I honestly really wanted him to be there.
I wanted to be there as well.
Okay, so what I didn't know, and if anyone that's ever traveled, our hotel wasn't far. I said we were in the car. It took 40 minutes. He said 2 hours. It did not take 2 hours.
It was 2 hours. This is what the first conversation was.
A normal person would just go and have a drink at the bar.
I did. We were at the bar for 2 hours. So let me have my say.
No.
I'm on the way to go home. You're like, Cipriani, let's go, we're going. And I said, how far are you? 15 minutes. This, I've got it on WhatsApp, was at 10:15, okay? 15 minutes. So I'm with my fiance, Brianna, and she's all about it. And I said, let's go to Cipriani.
She really wanted to come with us. She was in.
Yep. And so we went to Cipriani. We waited. First we waited outside Cipriani for a little bit because I said, she's going to be 15 minutes. We'll roll in all together. 15 minutes go by, I patiently, well, at 15-minute mark, because I'm a time guy, I'm like, it's been 16 minutes. So then I waited 25. And then I messaged you again.
Can you see our body language?
Yep.
Yeah.
And you said, I'm leaving. And I said, you said you were leaving 15 minutes ago. You were in the car. Yeah, no, I'm leaving now. All right, okay, cool. So then I say to B, let's go in. So we go in now. We're at the bar. We're waiting there having a drink. An hour goes by. I message her, no word of a lie. Where are you? We're just getting in the car.
Is that
I go, just getting in the car. It's been an hour and 40 minutes since we're on the way. Wait another 20 minutes. Now, be honest, I'm getting tired here. I'm looking at Steven Seagal, who was there for an hour. Steven Seagal's just sitting there refusing to take selfies with a bunch of people.
Really?
Yeah, he refused to take like 3 selfies as I was watching it, right?
What an a-hole.
Well, I guess it's him. It's Steven Seagal. So 2 hour mark, I go to B. I'm done. Let's go. We walk out. We're in the car, going to the hotel. Within about a minute, you're like, I'm here. Where are you?
He hasn't forgiven me. You know, this is like weeks on. He has not forgiven me.
I wasn't affected. It's just my time. I could have just been.
Oh, what you had?
I could have been scrolling Instagram.
You had a drink at Cipriani. It's probably the nicest part of the night.
What is that? What is that? Why is there so much hype about Cipriani?
Oh my God! Can I tell you what happened? So this is the best. Harouche and Larsa decided, because I was working for Accor Group Hotels, that Harouche decided they wanted to go and have a quick dinner while I was doing my thing upstairs. Anyway, so they walk in without a reservation. No joke. They go, that'll be 15,000. And she goes, okay. She's like, okay, we wanted a pasta, but all right. They go, per head.
What the hell?
To sit down, right?
15,000 just to sit down?
Dollars.
$15,000 to sit there?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Wait. No, they thought it was dollars. Sorry, it wasn't. It was AED, but they thought it was dollars. But wait, they thought it was dollars. So they look at each other and they're really hungry. So they go, each. They go, yes. They look at each other and Harouche goes, I really want that burger. So they go, we'll take it. So they go led to the table. But they've got the menu and they go, this is costing us.
They were really going to pay $30,000 for dinner.
Right?
How much money? I mean, I know they've got money, but come on.
They make a lot of money.
$30,000, they were justifying that she wants that burger.
She just wanted a pasta and a burger, right? But Larsa, Harouche was in. Larsa said she was looking at the menu going, it's the pasta and the pizza. The pasta and the burger, they've got to be $30,000 worth. And, they're sitting there a little bit uncomfortably. And then they realize that it's actually AED.
Hold on. AED is still about $4,000.
Yes.
They're still paid $4,000 each for dinner. And listen, Cipriani, great, love it, good atmosphere.
It's Formula One. It's
sexy
normally not
people, but $4,000.
Wait, and it was like at your
Put
time
me
of
on-
night. It was 6 o'clock. So it was anyway. So then, no, but actually, what happened was they ended up eating, and some guy actually paid their bill.
Of course, some guy paid their bill.
But
And that's what the F1 is about. Just old men with money trying to get young women.
so jealous.
I'm not, but that's what it is. That was the first real F1 experience that I had. And I realized it's just a bunch of models and girls walking around with older men who have money trying to get them. That's what it is.
I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't walking. I was in stretch Rolls Royce.
I said young models.
I was in a stretch.
I said young models.
I was in a stretch Rolls Royce.
I
the
know
whole
you were.
time.
I saw it on your Instagram. And I'm like, whose Rolls Royce is this? Like, whose stretch Rolls Royce is this that you're in now?
Don't be jealous, Chris. He's so bitter. He's so bitter because he actually has to work really hard for it.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Anyway, what did you want to talk about? Death, right?
What a great segue.
Yes.
Well, that was your weekend. I'm over it. I wasn't even angry. I was just frustrated. I was like, ugh, whatever. Anyway.
He was fine. He was absolutely fine. He's Chris Fade. He's walking around like God. I mean, honestly, he just puts his hand out, even if you don't want to. Hello,
I have
Chris.
no association with that comment. Death.
Yes.
Which is not even, we can't even segue this. But that's what we were going to talk about today. I wanted to talk about
Why am I laughing?
Yeah, I know.
Yes, I can't stop laughing.
I'm not going to start the topic until you
I'm just
stop
serious.
laughing.
Okay, I'm going to stop laughing.
It's a moment of silence from our sponsors. A moment of silence for our sponsors.
Yes, okay. Back to the serious.
Okay, no, seriously. It's like 14 at school. This is not going to stop.
Should we change the subject? Should we do death later? I haven't got a crying fit. Okay, let's talk about it.
Death. Every time I say death, she laughs.
I mean, it's going to happen to me at some point.
It's going to happen to all of us
I
at
thought
some
it might
point.
happen at F1, actually.
But I don't know how you stay up. I mean, how do you guys stay up till that time? Like, I know that I get up early to do my radio show at 4:30 and I'm on a different schedule. But like by 1 or 2 o'clock, I'm like, all right, tapping out now. I'm good to go.
Tequila 1942.
But alcohol gives you more energy.
Yeah.
For me, if I do, and I'm not a drinker, I'm not much of a drinker, but if I do have it, I feel like it puts me to sleep.
Depends what you're drinking. Wine, fast asleep. You have to know your body. Wine, fast asleep. Champagne's all right. Tequila just lifts you up. So as soon as I'm tired, you have a little shot of tequila and off you go again.
Did you have someone bring a drip through to the hotel?
Yes.
They came in.
13. I booked 13 drips for all my friends in all the villas. We had an after party for 25 people, Chris.
An after party of the party.
Of the party. All the rappers,
When is
all
this
the
going
people
to? When's it
singing.
going to stop? When will this stop, Caroline?
I'm 43 now, Chris.
Yep. When?
So,
Never? Are we going to be 55 years old still laughing? Oh, I did it. At an after party, I ordered 27 drops and a heart starter for Alfred.
well, I just don't understand, Chris, why, I think it's variety. When is this going to stop? I don't know. I have no plans on calming down yet.
Okay.
Just got warmed up. Death.
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 Have you had to deal with death?
I have my pets and my grandparents. My best friend when I was much, much younger, one of my best friends, actually, he was 17 on his gap year.
How did he die?
He had a heart attack on his gap year.
What? 17 years old?
He was on up a mountain, and I guess the altitude or whatever, and his friends couldn't, they were on an island at the time, and he begged his parents to go. They didn't want him to go. And they were on an island and they couldn't find him, and he was struggling to get up the mountain, I guess. And they said he had problems breathing, and he wet himself halfway up, and then he went back down, and then they all went to bed, or they all went out, and they couldn't find him. And in the morning they found him washed up on the beach, sadly, and he'd had a heart attack. And died.
That's horrible.
So yes, and that was my sort of experience of death, was something that really affected me as, somebody that was really close to me and young. But obviously I've had my grandparents who were, close to 100, And that's a different kind of death for me, because when a child dies, it's horrendous. I mean, absolutely horrendous. But when older people die, you kind of feel like, good on you. You had a good inning. They had a great innings.
Yeah. And
they actually went about a year apart, my grandparents, which happens mostly because they've been married, their whole lives. So I felt that for my grandfather, it was kinder that he went afterwards, because he was so lonely without her. And my grandmother had, she was the age she was. I think that's an amazing life. Not kill me if I
when you're older, it's when you get to that certain age. Even with my grandparents when they passed away, I sort of felt it coming. So you get that, you're sort of ready for it.
The quality of life isn't as great. You kind of feel like it's their time.
I was thinking that the other day. I was like, I don't want to get old and like broken. I just want to, like, if I'm gonna get old and I'm old.
Seen yourself?
I just want to, like, I think I just want to die, like.
100%.
I don't want to go through like a painful, I don't know, like touch wood disease or
oh gosh, awful.
Something like that. I was thinking about that. The reason why I said it, we lost a really close friend in the radio industry here in Dubai, Malcolm Taylor, and it was just crazy. Like I was saying, because on a Thursday, I had a great conversation with him. As we do, we used to see each other. He used to do a morning show on another radio station in Dubai. So we would always just little comments here and there. We weren't close buddies. We wouldn't hang out on the weekends. And he was an older gentleman. He was 70 years old. And I just remember I talked to him on the Thursday. And he was making fun of me, which he usually used to do. And then he'd say, what are you
Everyone
doing?
Does, Chris.
Yeah, what are you doing on the weekend? I told him what I'm doing. And then I was like, all right, mate, take care. See you later. Come the Sunday, he's done.
What a great way to go as well, if it's quick like that.
I mean, he had a heart attack, and he was taken to hospital and all that. But like, it just got me thinking. Like, we go back to work, and then we're in the studio where he's been like in that studio next to us for the last 10 years that I've been at the radio network for, and I'm like, he's just not here. He's done. Like, he's finished.
Actually, one of my best girlfriend's husband dropped dead about 7 or 8 years ago now, maybe 9. And literally in their house, fiddle is a fiddle as far as they were concerned. It was called adult sudden death syndrome. And he had to have all these insurance things. He was quite a rich man. And so like everyone, he passed every test. Anyway, died overnight. But his wife decided, and she's one of my good friends, to sort of celebrate his life and have an amazing party for him instead of a funeral. Because, she was like, that's what he would have wanted to do. And, although it was horrendous at the time, when you look at it, it's at least he died doing what he did.
Is better than
he died the way where he wanted to be, in his house, without any pain.
Yeah. Well, not yeah. I don't know. Just dealing with death. I was thinking about it here, and then I started thinking about death, and it was morbid. Like, it's totally morbid thinking. And I started going to myself like, like when you die, we all have our beliefs and where we're going to go and what we're going to do. But that aside, like, it's just scary to think, like, will I know my kids? Will my kids know me? Like, is this the only time that we're going to be spending together is on this earth? Do you get what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you don't
go
know.
Back to each other.
Yeah, I know. Like, do you
believe in reincarnation?
I don't know. Can I tell you a crazy story?
Yeah.
Because reincarnation, it's in many religions, people believe in reincarnation depending on your religion, right? And I'm all for all religions. I think religion is beautiful. I think as long as you've got your own self-connection and whatever you believe in, I think that's really important. Reincarnation for me was something that I was like, I don't know if I can grasp that. My little cousin, Leo, and my brother told me this story because I wasn't there. It happened in Australia. He went to school and he told his class that he had a twin brother who was electrocuted when he was a baby.
God.
Right? Which he didn't have a twin brother. He had never had a brother, right? Yeah. And Leo's 6 years old at the time. And he also tells his class that he used to be Indian, and he died in an Indian train crash with another 170 people. The kid's 6-7 years old. Now, the kid is a little bit eccentric. Like we've always said, there's something about him. He's a funny kid. He's a naughty kid, but a good kid at the same time, right? And so when Trisha, his mother, my cousin, went to the parent-teacher interview. The teacher brought it up, like, hey, we heard about his twin brother, and he says that he used to be Indian and he died in a train crash. And it was the first time that Trisha, my cousin, ever heard this. And was like, he's never had a twin brother, and I've got no idea what he's talking about. He's probably picked up something from YouTube. Anyway, they go home and they ask him about it, and he's like, yeah, I was in India in a train crash, da-da-da. They randomly Google, Googling train crashes in India. There was one where a train crash, supposedly 170 people died, and it happened on the same date as his birthday, but many years prior.
That's crazy.
Isn't that weird? And this is my cousin telling me this story. Like, I know my cousin. She's not like making this up. It's not like a story that, I'm watching on the internet. So that sort of it freaked me out a little bit. I went, okay.
I went to see 2 separate psychics, and both of them, forget everything else they told me about my life, both of them said that my daughter Yasmin was sent here to take care of me.
Oh, geez, that scares me.
Isn't that weird? I know.
Yeah, that's interesting.
2 different people, never met each other.
Do you want me to tell you where my mind goes right now?
Oh, God. Go on.
Well, I hope nothing happens to you. Then she has to look after you when you're older alive.
No, not like that. That she was sent to be like, oh, God. I didn't think about it like that, but thanks, Kris.
I'm just letting you know, like that's...
No, like take care of me, like as in like to guide me, I think. But thank you. Now I'm like now freaked out about the rest of it. Have to go back.
I told you, I'm worst case scenario. Like that's how I do it. Like I'm always like looking at the worst case.
He's the glass is half empty. That's why we're a good couple.
And you're
I'm
the glass is half full. Yeah.
See,
100%.
my point is, and I think actually, you were there. We went to Tony Robbins. He was presenting, of course. And, the one thing that really struck me with Tony's talks was he said, there was an old man at 80 years old, whatever, lying in his bed with, tubes up his nose. And he said, you never regret the things that you did. You always regret the things you didn't do.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, my list is going to be a lot shorter than yours. And
no, it's not. You regret things you didn't do. It's what you want. I don't want to do a lot of things that you do. I don't want to do it. What I've learned.
Brianna might.
That's great. She can do it. I don't stop her doing it. But what I've learned is I don't want to go out just for the sake of saying, I'm out and it's 3 a.m. and we're partying and we're like, because it's just not me. And I know you enjoy that. Like, I know you
but I
actually
invite you to dinner all the time and go to the odd Sunday fun thing, like whatever. But anyway, that's not the point. You don't have to do that. I'm like right now, you said to me, okay, so I'm like busy living my best life. Is this working? Oh. Right now, I'm busy living my best life. I've just filmed for 2 TV shows. We're up for one together. One I'm for America. According to Caroline, the tour is starting in April. Tickets go on sale next week.
Amazing.
Doing all these brands here, bringing everyone in.
Where do you get tickets on, by the way, for that thing? Do you know where they're up yet? Do we have a?
Ticketmaster, I think, is doing
cool.
it. So
okay.
I'll let you know. It goes next Wednesday. It goes on sale.
They're already on sale now.
Oh, sorry. They're on sale now.
Yep.
But I'm busy saying I've just been to Peru. I went to watch Gaga in Vegas. I'm literally doing everything that gets thrown at me. I've been offered to go on this amazing boat to see the last ever pygmy cannibal tribe. I've actually accepted to go. And I just decided that,
Who are you going there with?
I'm going with the world's greatest explorer, Johan Ernest.
Yeah, but has he got security with him?
Well, he's been. I don't know if I'm.
You're going to go see a cannibal tribe that eat humans.
Yes, I know. And we're not going to get off, I think.
They'll probably look at you and go, nah.
There's only one boat. There's only one boat that goes there that we're taking. But anyway.
Oh, that's crazy. That's good. I want to hear about that one.
I'll tell you why I'm doing all this. And Peru. I went to Machu Picchu and it really was the most, and I took this train that was like the Orient Express. It wasn't, it was called the Belmont, but it had a spa on it. It had everything. And it was the most incredible experience of my life. And I thought to myself, the thing is, I met a beautiful, beautiful couple on there. They were 70 years old and we became friends. And, they're pulling bags off and on. They looked at me and they said, keep doing what you're doing. Keep going, because when you get to our age, it's a lot harder to do this. You know, when you have to get on flights, take your bags, unpack, pack, lugging things around. I was with my best girlfriend and they said, keep going, girls. This is the time to do it. I saw a floating village of people that lived.
I think that's great. I don't want you to, I think that stuff is 100% down for.
Chris, I'm not partying every night.
No, I know.
These people came in for a party. I partied with them.
Can I just tell you that, because what I don't like, and this is just my personal opinion, and I guess maybe I used to work a lot of clubs back in the day as well, right? Mm-hmm. And you just see the same, like, douchey guys, and the girls just, like, I don't know, that stuff gets to me. I'm not saying that's you guys. I'm just saying, like, look, Chris, that's the sort of stuff where you get, like, the guy that rocks in and he's got a table, right? And he's like, yeah, give me the $25,000 bottle. Girls, I just got the $25,000 bottle.
It's my least favorite part of everything I'm talking about. I love to go for amazing dinners with like 15, 20 people. I can totally live without the club. When I'm working for a brand and it's F1 weekend, or we've gone to Lady Gaga in Vegas, we're going to hit a club. Yep. But here, when I live here, I don't go to any of the clubs. I go to dinners, I go home. But, you know, I go home late because our dinners are late.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't need to go to the club after. But when people and visitors come in, they want to hit a club because people have their normal day-to-day routines. But I'm just as happy. I was so happy climbing that mountain. I really was. I had the time of my life.
Yeah, it looked amazing.
I like to have both. And that's an incredible thing to see. I want to see everything while I have two legs that still work this way. Get me up.
I agree. I think it's good. It's funny. We started the same way that we're ending. We somehow we started off at that, went into a little bit of death, came out talking about that as well.
Yeah, it's a bit random.
It was good though.
Yeah.
No, I think it was good. We keep getting your Instagrams and your inboxes and your comments, and please follow us at Kris and Caroline. It's KRISAND Caroline on Instagram. The Not So Epic podcast continues in the coming weeks with a great guest as well. Someone talking about death who actually died and came back to life.
Oh my God, that's frightening.
He's going to tell us his story.
Amazing.
Cool?
Okay.
All right.
Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.
It's Kris Fade and Caroline Stanbury's Not So Epic podcast.
Brought to you by NMC Healthcare and Cosmisurge. Head to cosmisurge.com.